Hello and welcome everyone to our 9th episode of The Little Inside. My name is still Tobi, and this week we are going to have a look at the subject of impermanence and actions, which are surely some of the most vital contemplations found in any authentic spiritual tradition. So let's get started right after the intro. In one of his discourses, the Buddha was talking about the subject of the 5 contemplations or the 5 daily reflections. So the verse or the passage from this sutta or this discourse goes as follows. There are these 5 facts that one should reflect on often, whether one is a woman or a man, lay or ordained. Which 5? I am subject to aging, have not gone beyond aging. This is the first fact that one should reflect on often, whether one is a woman or a man, lay or ordained. I am subject to illness, have not gone beyond illness. This is the second fact that one should reflect on often, whether one is a woman or a man, lay or ordained. I am subject to death, have not gone beyond death. This is the third fact that one should reflect on often, whether one is a woman or a man, lay or ordained. I will grow different, separate from all that is dear and appealing to me. This is the fourth fact that one should reflect on often, whether one is a woman or a man, lay or ordained. I am the owner of my actions, heir to my actions, born of my actions, related through my actions, and have my actions as my arbitrator. Whatever I do, for good or for evil, to that will I fall heir. This is the fifth fact that one should reflect on often, whether one is a woman or a man, lay or ordained. These are the 5 facts that one should reflect on often, whether one is a woman or a man, lay or ordained. So why would we actually reflect on these 5 kind of subjects regularly, frequently, often? The reason is twofold. Actually, the first reason is to not get intoxicated with things that don't last. The more we are intoxicated with things that don't last, the more we will suffer, of course, when they break apart. Now, if we are intoxicated with youth, then we suffer a lot when we are getting older. Youth seems to be sort of the good guy, and old age seems to be the bad guy. And the second reflection is illness. So if we are intoxicated with health, then we suffer accordingly when we are getting ill. A lot of people seem to be worried about getting ill as if it was something that is not kind of part of life, that is not normal. But in fact, illness is a very normal facet of life. In fact, if you are born, you're absolutely sure to get ill. There is no way around this. And if we are able to accept it, that means if we are not intoxicated with health and health only, and we also are able to accommodate actually illness, and thereby also, in fact, in a funny way, often facilitate the healing process, because you're able to accept and relax, and through the relaxation, it's easier for most illnesses to actually heal. Now that would be the first reason, so to not get intoxicated with things that do not last. And the second reason is to energize our path towards complete liberation from suffering, which is for the benefit of ourselves and all other beings, of course. Now, usually if we are not contemplating that this life, this very precious life with the opportunity really to practice such a beautiful thing as a spiritual path, that this kind of life will not last, we will not make any effort. Instead, we constantly postpone our practice for tomorrow, I will do it later, I will do it next month, I will practice once I'm on retreat, and so forth. But the more you actually contemplate that your current situation doesn't really last, this situation of leisure where you have enough health, enough money, a roof over your head, so you can actually practice, then you wouldn't use that time to really practice. So therefore, one should also contemplate frequently that this time of leisure that we have right now doesn't last, and we should therefore use that time to energize our path, to really develop and cultivate, so we can reap the results of good and deep meditation practice. So if you ask, when should I reflect on these 5, then my recommendation is, and also the Buddha's recommendation actually is, to reflect on this often. He just simply says that you should reflect on this often. It means you use every circumstance in your life to really reflect on these kind of things. Let's say you have happiness, you just won something in the lottery, or you just fell in love, or you have sadness, or you have fears, anxieties, and all that kind of things. All that can really serve as a base for reflection on these 5 subjects. And a particularly important subject is actually also the 5th one. How we act is creating results, actually. Our life as we live it right now, our current circumstances, is coming entirely out of our past actions. So that can show us really how important actions are and how important it is to cultivate wholesome actions which are giving rise to happiness right now and in the future, and to abandon unwholesome actions which are giving rise to suffering right now and in the future for ourselves and for all other beings around ourselves. So to really get going on the path, I would recommend to actually reflect on this very often. Let's say you're watching the news. You see that people die due to a war or die due to an illness, and maybe you have some relatives who are in such a position at the moment. Then reflect. I will be like this too, and also I will die. I will eventually pass on. I will get ill. I will lose everything that is dear to me. Each time you say to your girlfriend or boyfriend or wife, husband, that I love you very much, honey, then also reflect that this doesn't last, and you will eventually also be separated. You will lose each other. It helps you actually to appreciate the current situation all the more, without attaching or clinging to it, without being really sticky or depending on it. So use every kind of circumstance in your life to reflect on these kind of 5 things. That is very, very important. I have also uploaded a guided meditation on SoundCloud that it's like a sort of a contemplation that will go into these 5 subjects with calmness, with a well-composed and collected mind. So it helps to really settle down first, and then allow these 5 to really have an impact on your being. This is also very important. So we should not only just contemplate it while we are sitting in our car during a traffic jam, but we should also contemplate these things deeply. That means you're practicing your meditation, you're settling the mind, you're allowing the gate of your subconscious mind, to use modern Western psychology a little bit, to allow the subconscious mind to open up within your calm being, and then allow these kind of 5 reflections to really sink into your heart. Now that happens very easily in deeper meditation when you have calmed yourself before the actual session. That's why it's also important for a contemplation to really take off, to actually meditate beforehand, to settle the mind, to settle the senses and everything before you're actually doing your reflection. So this is already the end of the 9th episode. You see, everything is coming to an end. That's another opportunity for reflection right there. I would encourage you to hit the subscribe button down below, and if you want to receive these updates regularly, I'm uploading these little videos every Wednesday. And have a look over at SoundCloud. There's lots of guided meditations there. If you have a question, write it down in the comments or write me an email. And I hope you have a great week. And I hope that these 5 reflections really benefit you and help you in your day-to-day life. So So I don't really know if I'm going to see you next Wednesday, since the future is uncertain. It's something that is not sure. But anyways, I wish all of you a wonderful present moment, a wonderful day, and a fulfilling practice with these 5 beautiful contemplations. Bye-bye.